Hey, you possum peeps. Today is Friday, June 7, 2024, and you're watching The Weekly Paw. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the editor-in-chief and co-publisher of Pet Lifestyles magazine. It has been a hot minute since we last spoke. About 3 weeks, actually. So apologies that I've not been around to do an episode. It's been an extremely challenging time, to say the very least. Let's get into it. Now, no, this is not Brioreo. This is, in fact, Brie's doppelganger, courtesy of our friends at Petsies. Now, I did a quickie episode about this earlier this week, but in all seriousness, the quality of this thing is just phenomenal. And the company behind it, Petsies, which is a subsidiary of Budsies, has worked hard to perfect their system of creating a lifelike replica of your forever friend in different formats. So whether that's a plush toy, such as what's in front of you, or a bobblehead, which I've been told is on its way to me, or any of the other amazing products that they create. And Budsies, wow, they do some incredibly pawesome things for humans, like creating plushes and puppets and pillows and keychains and more. I mean, photo albums, wall art, all of those kinds of things are on both Petsies and Budsies. So it's actually a very, very cool company. Now, next week, I'm going to show you the bobblehead. But if you want to learn more, head to the URLs on your screen. I am so excited to see what this bobblehead's going to look like. So, just to give you a very quick summary of the last episode that I just referred to, Petsies had gotten in touch with me, asked me to do this. The insistence was that we go through the normal process that every other consumer goes through in order to get this done. So, as I said in the episode earlier this week, this is a plush, so it's a little more full. Brie is slightly slender than this, but the details that they got are incredible. As an example, many of you know Brie has on her left ear, it's basically a cow dog ear is what we call it. It's white fur with black spots. And as you can see, that's exactly what they did here. They even got her white gap in her tail correct. And as my wife Kylie had noticed, there are little shades of pink on Mini Brie's snout, which is exactly what our Brioreo has. So these guys spent a lot of time doing a lot of detail and paying attention to what the consumer wants. So as I said, check out the URLs on your screen today. Okay. A few weeks ago, publicist Sarah Karger, who's a partner at CommOddities Public Relations, reached out to me about their client Clorox and a new air purifier they have. The Clorox Alexa Smart Medium True HEPA air purifier model 11031. This thing is just amazing. Now, look, previously I wasn't really reviewing these kinds of products for the Weekly Paw, but since I'm also doing testing for a New York Lifestyles magazine podcast right now, I figured, what the hell, why not? Plus, to be honest, Sarah's email really grabbed me in the right way at the right time. And if you look at the information about the product, it does have a pet benefit to it. So it made even more sense. And I'm going to get into that in 1 second. Now, old SP, I don't go halfway on anything. Now, I put this thing through the ringer of testing. I literally must have smoked about half a pack of cigarettes into this air purifier. It scrubbed the air, and the smell was gone in minutes. It was incredible to watch. Now, normally air purifiers to me are fairly basic. They don't really do as much as they claim. I mean, look, guys, I'm a Gen Xer. I come from the sharper image generation where, they had air purifiers and all these other things that kind of sort of worked for a minute and then stopped working. It's like Hammaker Schlemmer's old catalog where you'd go in and you'd find the best air purifier. Yeah, it would work for 5 minutes and then stop. I will tell you, Clorox has certainly proved me wrong in every single way. So I decided to try putting this in the kitchen while I was sauteing some ground pork for Brioreo's dinner. Now, what you're about to see is the unit performing while I was cooking. Now, pay special attention to the noises you hear in the background, such as when the mic is over the vents on the top, which push clean air out, and the vacuum sound coming from the side vents that pull the air in. And also watch the color of the status light on the front of the unit. Truly pawesome, truly amazing. Now, as you saw, this unit is a powerhouse. Within minutes, it had scrubbed the air, pushing out clean, fresh air for our apartment. Just brilliant. Now, onto the pet benefit. Brioreo has allergies. And, when Sarah had reached out to me and I was thinking about this, I wanted to see how it would affect Bri's issues with pollen that are in the air right now. And remember, this allergy season is the most brutal I have ever seen in my life. Almost every human I know in New York is suffering from some kind of allergy reaction, even those who aren't allergic to pollen, grass, ragweed, all of those things that come up this time of year. Dogs in particular are also being affected in a very real way. Now, all I have to say is, wow! After using the unit for 2 weeks, I did notice that Bri is scratching far less, while the pollen count outside, yes, I did check, is virtually the same, if not higher. Bottom line, this unit is perfect for anyone who suffers from allergies or just wants to have cleaner air in their home. And the Alexa functionality is really cool too. Now, check that out today at the URL on your screen. It's also available on Amazon. When I look at these kinds of products, especially from a pet's perspective, you want to make sure a couple of different things are being taken into consideration. How much noise the device is going to make, whether lights on it are going to trigger your dog or your cat, and certainly if the device actually works. In this case, Clorox hit all three in a grand slam right out of the park. All right, let's have a quick update on Doggijuana. Brioreo has just had the most amazing experience with this stuff. Now, as you may recall, Doggijuana is organic catnip for dogs. Meowijuana is organic catnip, obviously, for cats. Brioreo, honestly, has just had such an incredible experience in this. The organic catnip is supposed to help regulate your digestive tract. It's also supposed to help dogs sleep better, those kinds of things. So since being on this, her bowel movements have been consistent, solid, and her overall gastro health is great. She sleeps like a rock. Now, you may recall, originally when Doggijuana approached me, Bri was having some tummy issues at the time, hasn't since, and boy, when she sleeps, she really sleeps. Check this out. Last month, I received a message from Alyson Brodsky at Matrix Partners in Chicago about Jolly Pet's latest and greatest product, the Jolly Ball. Wow! Check this out. So, this is called the Jolly Ball. We've taken it out of the packaging. As you can see, Bri is very interested in what's going on. But you get the idea. It's a ball within a ball, and you can't possibly get it out. So it basically teases them the whole time. All right, so this is the Jolly Ball. Let's see how she goes. Hey, Bri. Ready? Spin. And spin. Okay, sit. Good girl. Ready. Here you go. She's a little confused. Oh. So Brie likes to sometimes run into the bedroom to test out new toys. Obviously, I think she likes this. She's trying to understand how to get to it. Get it. Toy's amazing. And Brie went absolutely nuts for it. I mean, in every way, and she still does. So, the exterior of this toy is a very hard plastic shell, while the inside, the ball inside, is very soft. Now, as you saw from the video, Brie was sticking her snout into the slot to try and get to the little ball. That's the whole point. This toy is basically part of a category that's called puzzle toys. It helps keep your forever friend's mind and attention occupied, stimulating the mind and body. It's a brilliant toy. Now, the thing about these kinds of things, first of all, you want to make sure that you're keeping your eye on your dog until you understand their behavior with a toy of this variety. Puzzle toys, distraction toys, often have little parts to them that can pop off, a dog may be able to swallow. In the case of the Jolly Ball, there aren't any little parts that'll pop off. But the concern that I would have as a pet parent is just in how hard the plastic is. She might chip it off, that kind of thing, and swallow it. So you just want to keep an eye on it. She absolutely plays with this thing every single day, multiple times a day, just like the RAR that we've talked about before. She loves it. She doesn't destroy it, but she sure as hell enjoys it. So very, very, very cool stuff. Check out the URL on your screen. Now, Amanda had also sent me We Away floor and surface wipes. These things right here, okay? They are made with a safe, effective bacteria and enzyme formulation that digests odors on the spot. It literally makes them disappear right away. Now, you can use them on virtually any surface. It cleans very well, and it gets the smell out and more. Now, while Brie doesn't have accidents, I have friends whose dogs do. So I tested it out at their apartment, and it worked like a miracle. Really cool product, especially if you have a puppy, you're potty training, or a senior dog who may be having trouble controlling their bladder. It is a perfect addition to your product arsenal in tackling these issues. Whenever you're confronted with something like this, if it's a puppy you're crate training and you are potty training, or it's a senior who's dealing with issues with their bowels or their bladder, you always want to make sure that you've got plenty of wee-wee pads on hand and things like that. But I would add this to your regimen like today, because it's a great product. It's totally environmental, and it really is very, very well done, and it's all natural. So that, to me, is a home run product. So congratulations. Check out the URL on your screen. All right. Welcome to this week's Furry Friday. This is the part of the episode where we talk about adoptables and the shelter or rescue they came from. Now, this week, before I get into the adoptables, I want to talk about what tomorrow is, just very quickly, because it's really important that people understand what's going on in the world, especially with respect to animals today. So tomorrow is Best Friends Day. And, my friends at Best Friends Animal Society, it's a big fundraising trigger for them. All of the life-saving programs that they do, the things that we talk about on the Weekly Paw all the time, their pop-up activations in Times Square to promote adoption and get more animals into new, loving, and responsible homes. This is how they fund those programs. Strut Your Mutt, which used to be a national tentpole program for them, that was paid for by these kinds of things. And frankly, their life-saving centers, one of which is in New York down in Soho, all of them are literally funded through fundraising programs just like this one. Sorry, yes. I'm still, believe it or not, even after a month, I'm still dealing with this cough and it's just nasty, and allergies are not helping. Anyway, back to Best Friends. When you look at those kinds of life-saving programs, Best Friends has a no-kill nation target by 2025. We're a year away. And the reality is that right now, you have a lot of animals being euthanized across this country because shelters and rescues are full. And it's organizations like Best Friends Animal Society that works with local shelters and rescues to get their populations adopted on top of their own life-saving centers, which I said there's one in New York City, that they also adopt out of. And today we're actually going to show you a couple of really adorable adoptables that they have at the Soho Life-Saving Center in downtown Manhattan. So I encourage all of you, please, head over to the URL on your screen. Adopt, foster, donate, volunteer. Whatever it is that you can do, whatever you can give, no matter how much or how little, literally, every single penny counts to save these precious little ones. All right, on to the adoptables. Since we're talking about Best Friends Day, let's check out some of the adoptables available at their New York Life Saving Center at 307 West Broadway in Soho. Now remember, until June 30th, adoption fees at all Best Friends Life Saving Centers are being covered by Walmart and Blue Buffalo, and that's up to $275,000. That's the total grant. So if they've already reached the $275,000 number, I'm sorry, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay for your adoption fees. If they haven't, then that's great news for you guys. Now, I just real quick want to talk about Blue Buffalo because it's all part of the same issue, trying to save our forever friends. Blue Buffalo has a very long history in terms of pet cancer. That's actually how the brand was founded. Blue was the name of the founder's dog, and he had determined that the reason why his dog was dying of cancer was because of the food he was eating. So Blue actually ended up becoming a major movement in trying to stomp out pet cancer. And every single day for the last, 15 years of my life, I have worn Protect Our Pets, this bracelet, which is something that Blue Buffalo does every year in the month of May. It's Pet Cancer Awareness. And it's all around just trying to help save as many of our forever friends as they can. Now, I also know that Walmart, who is helping out in this program, Walmart does an amazing job in helping out local rescues and shelters as well. They donate a lot of food, a lot of time, a lot of volunteers. So please, anyone who supports the animal rescue and advocacy communities, any company, any brand, please support them, and please tell them why you're supporting them. It's so important for brand marketers, executives, those kinds of folks to really understand the impact that their programs are having so they keep doing them year after year. And that is how you get consistency in the growth for adoption rates. All right, adoptables. First up is Diamond Ring, an approximately 1.5-year-old female pit mix. Oh my God, look at that face. What a mush. She's in excellent health and ready to become a member of your family today. I remember when Kylie and I had adopted Snickers from the ASPCA, and then obviously we adopted Rolo from animal care centers in New York City. At the end of the day, you fall in love with that puppy, and that puppy just literally becomes a part of your family, a part of your pack, a part of your DNA. Bree, to us, to Kylie and I, is literally our daughter. She's our fur daughter. And she is the closest thing you could possibly get to a human child for us. And there are a lot of families out there that look at adoption the same way. So with Diamond Ring, that face could be yours and part of your pack today. Now, next up is Landon, a 3-year-old male domestic short-haired cat. You know, he kind of reminds me of 2 cats I had growing up. Such a handsome fella. All right, folks, remember, adopt, foster, volunteer, and donate. Every little bit of support helps. And I know I say this all the time. I say it every week. Even just sharing this video helps. The more people that know about Best Friends and their mission, the more animals we can save. And frankly, the more that people understand how dire this situation is today. You know, during the pandemic, rescues and shelters were reporting, empty populations. Everybody had been adopted. It's great. We've succeeded. Yeah, unfortunately, the human condition reared its ugly head shortly after the pandemic ended, when all of those pandemic pets that got adopted in the middle of COVID were returned back to the shelters and rescues they came from. And, imagine you're in jail and you get out, and then 3 years later, you just get dumped right back at jail. Well, that's how a lot of these dogs and cats would have felt the day they were returned. So the more that we can save, the better. Share this video so more people understand that the euthanization rate in this country is climbing again, because there are far, far too many irresponsible people out there who backyard breed. Then you also have illegal breeders and breeding farms and things like that aren't licensed. They don't understand the art of genealogy with respect to canines and felines. So a lot of problems start on that level and end up at shelters and rescues across the country. So the more that we can do to help these folks, the better off our forever friends are. All right. Welcome to this week's TGIFurry. This is the part of the episode where we show you a few memes we found throughout the week to hopefully end the episode on a smile or a laugh. And hopefully we have done just that. All right, folks, I'm out of time. Stay pawesome, peeps. We'll see you next Friday.